Alright, so I'm going to make this video because I'm a dummy, and in my demo for this wonderful Guild guitar I kept calling it a Gretsch. I have no idea why my brain wasn't working, but hopefully this time I will remember to call it a Guild properly. And yeah, this is a Guild Starfire 1. They're made in Indonesia. They have a maple body side and back and a mahogany neck with a scarf joint. It's got 3-ply binding on the front and the back, and it has a nice heel cap. The heel actually has there's a mahogany piece here, and there's a separate piece right here. There's a little seam line here, and then there's the scarf joints up on the headstock close to the tuners. Tuners are, let's see if I can get this to where you can get the camera. Tuners are open back, and I really like the truss rod cover that they have, where it's like a little teeny deal. They're pretty cool. Guild does a good job. I also think that their pick guards are cool shapes too. Not really that different than a Gibson one or most pick guards, but kind of unique in its own way. And I also like the Guild branded tremolo, which is Bigsby style, but it says Guild on it. And it's got the letter G on it, which I think is pretty cool. I bought this because I've been looking for the HB2 set for a different guitar that I was going to build, and this one was pretty cheap. It was listed for $750 used, but then I let them know that, hey, that's the new price for this model, because they thought it was the more expensive Starfire type that cost more. So they dropped it down to like $530 or something with tax, which is completely fair. That's about pretty normal for what they go for online. But I mostly wanted these pickups because you could buy them from Guild, but they're out of stock, and they're normally $90 a piece, so that's $200 of pickups. And so for a $500 guitar, I was like, well, I like how it plays. I could just take the pickups from it. But I played with it a bunch, and I like it too much to take the pickups out of it. So I bought another Guild guitar used for only, I think, $300. And if I like that one, I'll put different pickups in it. But I will leave this one alone. The only things that were wrong with this particular one is that on the treble side, where the neck pocket, or the neck and the body join up, the seam has a paint crack, which isn't uncommon for a glued-in neck, especially one that's a different type of wood than the body, because the woods will expand and contract at different rates. And these models have push-pull pots for where the volumes are for the bridge and the neck pickup to coil split. The bridge coil split on this doesn't work. I think the wire is disconnected or something that would ground out the two. If you do pickup wiring, those two middle ones that normally you tape off if you're just doing a regular humbucker. To coil split it, you ground those, so the ground wire isn't working. Other than that, it's great. There is the nut here needs to be tightened for the Bigsby arm, because when you press on it, it kind of tilts a little bit on there. Not a really big deal. You can fix that just by using a screwdriver once it's when you change your strings. It has kind of a Nashville style tunematic where the bridge posts screw into body kind of thimbles. Yeah, it's great. The one thing that I will say about the HB2 pickups, at least from this one, I'll find out with that second one if it's the same for all of them, is that the neck pickup is much louder than the bridge pickup. Even with the bridge pickup twice as high as the neck pickup, and you'll hear it. It sounds good, it's just really loud compared to the bridge. But I'll go through the sounds to show you kind of what I mean. So right now it's on the bridge pickup. The middle pickup, or rather both pickups on. The neck pickup, so hold on to your butts. So just to kind of illustrate a little bit, here's the neck. Here's the bridge. Way, way louder than the bridge pickup. Like I said, don't know if that's normal or if that's just an abnormality. The neck pickup does coil split and it sounds pretty cool. So this is normal loud. Now if I pull up the volume pot, I wonder if the bridge is stuck in split, because it's more closely like set up to the output when the neck is split. Now if I switch the neck back to not split, so anyway, that's the Guild Starfire one. Again, they're made in Indonesia. They usually retail for like $750 brand new, but you can get them online. I've seen some as low as $400, depending on their condition and color and such. They come in this green color. They come in Pelham blue. They come in walnut natural, and they come in, I think, a red, like a cherry. I think green's my favorite. I saw it on the wall in Guitar Center, and I was like, that's up my alley. It's green, and it's got the pickups that I wanted that I couldn't find online. They have them used. You can buy HB2s and HB1s made by Guild, but they're selling for like one pickup for $300 or so. So $300 for a pickup. I'd rather spend $300 on a guitar and take the pickups out of it and then put in other pickups. Or even just spend $300 on a guitar. Maybe sell the unloaded guitar for $100, so then you're sort of getting it for $150, because $300 or $400 for one pickup is just bananas, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, even if it was a vintage one, I think I would still rather just have a custom made one. I have vintage pickups that normally are expensive, like wide range humbuckers. I have a set of authentic vintage ones, and they are great. But I also have like one, two, three or four ones that have the modern versions of them that are recreations, and they sound good too. Like, and they don't cost as much as a vintage wide range humbucker if you want to buy a PAF or like a T-top. Um, those vintage ones are nice. I'm not going to dispute that. They're usually pretty cool. But you can buy boutique ones for way less that still sound cool. Um, I don't know. I don't know about. I mean, I guess I just don't have that expendable cash amount that I'm willing to put that much money into a pickup. Um, I have a hard time spending over $1,000 on a guitar. Um, but anyway, that's enough of a tangent. Anyway, um, Guild Starfire, wonderful guitar. I highly recommend it. Even if you're not really into semi-hollow construction guitars, give it a try. I mean, just sit down and play it in the store. It's the same argument that Paul Reed Smith or whatever says about his guitars. Sit down and play it. If you don't like it, then that's fine, but sit down and play it. See what you think. There should be plenty of these guys in guitar stores because they're not super expensive. They'll let you play them. Um, Give it a try. See what you think. If you don't like it, then cool. But if you're like me and you sit and you play with it and you play with it for almost 15 or 20 minutes, they come by and bug you like 2 or 3 or 4 times saying, "Do you need anything?" No, I'm having fun playing this guitar. You can leave me alone. But also, that's a good rule to check the price of things on the used guitars. Look up the model number. Don't assume the Guitar Center did it right because they had this one listed for brand new retail price because they thought it was one of the $2,000 Starfires instead of the Indonesia ones that are 750. They would have been very happy if I had paid $750 for this guitar because then they would have gotten full retail for a used guitar that actually has some blemishes and some kind of little details wrong with it. But that wouldn't have made me happy to get home and figure out that I paid $750 for a guitar that's brand new, retail for that much. So getting it for like $530 with tax and all that was fine. I could have gotten it cheaper probably if I'd argued, but it seemed like a fair price from what I saw online, and I wanted the guitar. I mean, I could get another one of these, but with guitars, sometimes when you get one and you like it, it doesn't mean that every single one of that model is going to feel the same for you. I'm not saying that there's a huge quality type of deal, but I will say that if you find a guitar and you bond with it and you like it, then grab it if you can, because not every Strat plays the same, not every Jazzmaster plays the same, not every Tele plays and sounds the same. If you have one that you feel is kind of special, then and you can get it, then get it. Of course, with all the guitars I've got, I'm never going to tell someone, you shouldn't buy that guitar. Well, maybe I would if it was one I thought was like a stupid guitar as far as price or features, or you're really overpaying, like a $20,000 guitar. I don't think I would ever advise anyone to buy a guitar that's $20,000. It just I know that they're fancy, I know that they're nice, and I know that people collect them. I would be afraid to play it. It would like sit in the case, and I'd be afraid of getting damage in its case. I would be afraid to touch it because I might scratch it. I'd much rather have like a $700 guitar, or even less, a pawn shop guitar for $200 that I can lay on against on my floor or against a couch and not worry about what if it falls over. Then it's not a big deal, right? It's not a fun tool if you don't use it. If you're too scared to use it, it's not worth buying. So make sure if you're buying something, buy something you're going to play, whether that's an expensive one or a cheap one. You can make great sounds out of cheap stuff. There's plenty of videos on YouTube of people taking Squires or even unknown, weird, never heard of name brand guitars and doing awesome things with them. $100 guitars, $50 guitars. I have a $50 pawn shop guitar that I really like that's upstairs. Play what makes you happy and what you enjoy, whether that's cheap or not. Okay. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.